Hello, year threes. Good morning and welcome to your next lesson in grammar and writing. I hope you all had a great start to the week, and I do hope you enjoyed yesterday's lesson on articles. So today we'll be carrying on with articles, but instead of a and an, we will be doing the as an article. And I hope you got all your fingers all used up and got your muscles all moved, because like I said, we're not doing phonics, we're doing grammar and writing. So you'll be doing writing this week, lots of writing. So I need to see that lovely handwriting that you have been doing all of this time that we were in school. So do carry on with that amazing writing that you do. Okay, so for today, we're going to carry on with your lesson on articles, but today we will be doing the as an article. So get your pieces of paper or your books ready and do your date, which is your long date, and your LI till we start writing or doing the writing for this lesson of your learning. Okay? So like I said, you can pause the video at any time that you require and then move on to the rest of the video. So we studied, or we did a and an yesterday, and we said we use the article a for a consonant sound, and for example, a book, a pencil. And we did the article an for anything that starts with a vowel or before a vowel sound. For example, an orange, an egg. And today we will be doing the article the. Now, when is the used? It is used for a specific noun, like the binder, the desk. I will be explaining a lot more on the article the in the next slides. So before we go to that, let's have a recap of articles that we used yesterday, which is a or an. Okay, so you can do this along with me. Let's see which one is correct. A caterpillar and caterpillar. Okay, now we know that caterpillar starts with a consonant, which is C. So we know that the answer is a caterpillar. The next one, which one is correct? There was a elephant at the zoo, or there was an elephant at the zoo. We know that elephant starts with a vowel, which is why it's not going to be a, it's going to be an. So we know there was an elephant at the zoo. And then we've got a tricky one, like I said. Hour. The show lasted for an hour. The show lasted for an hour. Now we know that hour starts with H, which is a consonant, but in this word, H is silent. So we don't say hour, we say hour, which has got ow sound, and ow is a vowel, or O is a vowel. So we say an hour because we use the word an, or we use the article an when it's a vowel. Okay, so the answer is the show lasted for an hour. Right, now let's move on to the as an article. Okay, let's take some of the pictures that we did in our previous lesson, apart from your last one, which is an ice cream. When do we use the word the? Okay, we use the word the for a specific item that we are discussing. So we're not just talking about any random book. We're talking about a book in your house. So we're talking about the book that's specific, or that same book that is on your table. So when we talk about a specific kind of a book, not any random book, we have to say the. Okay? The same for an elephant. There might be many elephants in a zoo. Okay? But we're talking about a specific elephant that we saw. It's only that elephant that we're talking about. So that's why we say the elephant. Okay? And the same for an ice cream. If you go to an ice cream truck, and you point to an ice cream, you say, I want the ice cream that is on the picture over there, because you're talking about that specific ice cream that you want, not any ice cream that you want. You're talking about the same ice cream that you want. So you will say, I want the ice cream that is on the poster. Okay? So let's have a look at some of the pictures that we saw. Yesterday we saw an orange, a book, or a teacher. Okay, so these were the articles that we did yesterday, and an. Now, when we talk about a specific orange, so we're talking about orange, probably the oranges that are in your house on the table. So I want the orange. Okay, like we said again, book. We're talking about not a random book or not all the books that we see. We're talking about a book on your table. I want you to write in the book on your table. Okay? And a teacher, we're not talking about all the teachers in the school. We're talking about one teacher in your class. Okay? For example, Mrs. Wright. Okay? Mrs. Wright is the teacher in your class. Okay? And I've got some examples of sentences which have the article in it, or the article the has been used in these sentences. Let's have a look. The first one. What is the name of the street? Now, I'm not talking about all of the streets in London. I'm talking about a specific street, probably down in your lane, or maybe the street that you take to school. I'm talking about that street or that specific street, which is why I have used the. Now, have a look at the second one. Paris is the capital of France. I'm not talking about all the capitals in the world or all the capitals of all the countries. I'm talking about only the capital of France, which is why I say the capital. Okay? Next one. My dad is listening to the radio. He's not listening to all the radios in the world. He's listening to the radio which is in his house. So it's that radio that he's talking about, which is why you say the. Sarah is learning to play the piano. So she's got a piano in front of her. She's not talking about all the pianos in a musical concert, but she's talking about the piano in front of her. So Sarah is learning to play the piano. He went to the market to buy fruits. Now he didn't go to any random market. He went to one specific market that he always goes to, which is why we say the market. Okay? Right. Now, that's all we have on the learning part of the article there. Now, let's come to the writing. So, for today, I have got you the story on Little Red Riding Hood. I've got 3 paragraphs if you have a look. 1, 2, and 3 paragraphs. And what I've done is I've used the article the in my paragraph. Okay, so let me make sure that you can see that picture over there and bring myself down on Little Red Riding Hood. Let's have a read through and let's talk about the article the that I've used in this story. Once upon a time, there lived a girl called Little Red Riding Hood. She lived with her mother, but one day she went to visit her grandmother who lived in a house in the forest. On her way, she met a wolf. The wolf asked her where she was going. I'm going to my grandma's house, she said. The wolf then quickly ran to the grandmother's house, put on her nightgown, and got into her bed. When Little Red Riding Hood came to the house, she said, Oh, Granny, what big ears you have! All the better to hear you with, answered the wolf. Oh, Granny, what big eyes you have, said Little Red Riding Hood. All the better to see you with, replied the wolf. Oh, Granny, what big teeth you have, gasped Little Red Riding Hood. All the better to eat you with, replied the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood shouted, Help! A woodcutter heard her scream and ran to the house. He hit the wolf and let Granny out of the wardrobe. The wolf ran away and they never saw him again. Okay. So in my paragraphs over here, what I've done is I've highlighted and I've put all of the words with the article the in red because we're talking about a specific place or a specific animal, or for example, over here we're talking about the house. Okay, because we're not talking about any random wolf, we're not talking about any random forest, we're talking about a specific noun. Okay, so what I would like you to do on your piece of paper, I'm sure you've all written your date and your LI by now. I would like you to write just one paragraph, okay, on a time that you visited the park. So you can put your title as a visit to the park and write a paragraph using the article the in it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. And until your next lesson, which is tomorrow, have a great evening and carry on sending in that lovely work that you do. I'm really impressed with all of you for sending in such amazing work that you do. And I am really, really proud of you. So keep up the good work and enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care until tomorrow. Bye.